Hey guys, it's your brother in Christ, Weston. Thanks for joining me today. So today's article comes out of End Times Headlines. Let's get into it. Now, I had two articles to select from, and I thought one is dealing with Israel, which is I probably cover tomorrow. I need to talk about this. China conducts second day of military drills around Taiwan. I just want to bring you back a couple of years when Russia was messing around doing something exactly like this, and then they led into war. China was also talking about Taiwan. And I told you that there'd be a two-prong attack where Russia went Ukraine, China went against Taiwan, and then it'd be Russia and China versus all of NATO because NATO would have came to Taiwan's defense, not so much Ukraine in that sense, or they were going to try to divide and conquer and then try to pull NATO apart. Some have to deal with Russia, some have to deal with China, and that China and Russia were in bed with each other. So, um, war in a couple of days over the weekend and next week. I don't know, but this is exactly how it happened with, to my knowledge, that I can remember. You can quote me on that, and you can also tell me I'm wrong. Because I believe it happened just like this 3 years ago. Man, it's been 3 years. Okay. China conducted a second consecutive day of military exercises around Taiwan, simulating port strikes and intensifying pressures on self-governing island. These drills are part of a dubbed Strait Thunder 2025A, which have drawn international attention and sparked concerns over escalating tensions in Taiwan Strait. According to the statement from Senior Colonel Shi Yi, a spokesman for the People's Liberation Army, the PLA, cited by Financial Post, the exercises took place in central and southern parts of Taiwan Strait. The drills tested the PLA's ability to enforce a blockade featuring precision strikes on simulated targets such as ports and energy facilities. This follows a first day of maneuvers that already showcased China's military capabilities, signaling a clear message to Taiwan's leadership under President Lai Ching-te, who Beijing views with strong disapproval. Of course they do, because he's not bending the knee to Xi Jinping, that freaking communist. The Edge Malaysia reported that these exercises are part of unprecedented wave of military pressure aimed at Taiwan. Bro, it's riding all over the ocean, okay? All over the Taiwan Strait. Like writing's on the wall, okay? It's literally there. It's just a when are they going to do it? When China flexing its muscles for what? Against Taiwan? In response to the perceived provocations. The inclusion of the port strike simulation suggests a focus on disrupting Taiwan's economic lifelines. Makes sense. A tactic that could cripple the island's trade dependent economy in a real conflict. The drills also extended beyond the Taiwan Strait, the PLA conducting a large range live fire drills in East China Sea, north of Taiwan, expanding further the scope of the operation. The timing of these exercises is notable, coming shortly after the joint US, Japan, and South Korea military drills in East China Sea involving US Carl Vinson carrier strike group. Financial posted that the U.S. State Department, through spokesman Tammy Bruce, condemned China's actions, reaffirming Washington's opposition to the unilateral changes to the status quo in the region. If we're not going to get involved with Ukraine directly, we're going to get involved with Taiwan. The U.S. has consistently, I haven't read this, the U.S. has consistently voiced support for Taiwan and its allies, a stance that continues to irk Beijing. Posts on X have echoed these reports, with users sharing links to articles and expressing a mix of alarm and analysis. One user highlighted the Financial Post coverage, emphasizing the simulated port strikes as a sign of China's intent to test Taiwan's resilience. They're going to be a bully. They're going to bully their way in. What are you going to do when this happens? Let's just see what you do and just take little by little, just inch it. Like, here's one. Okay, you're not going to do anything. Well, just take more. If you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile kind of situation. Another point in the broader context, noting that these drills coincide with the ongoing debates over international trade routes, control of strategic infrastructure, such as the recent acquisition of the Panama Canal Railway by Denmark's Maersk, or Marks, or Maersk. A development unrelated to Taiwan but indicative of shifting global power dynamics. Analysts suggest that China's actions are both a show of strength and a warning to Taiwan's leadership, particularly President Lai, who has been vocal advocate for Taiwanese sovereignty. The Financial Post article underscored Beijing's displeasure with Lai has fueled the latest round of military posturing, of course, because they're just going to try to bully their way through more weaponry, more power, more artillery. um, more, let's say, more people, technology, rinse and repeat. You are bulldozing them for sure. You're showing as if they're gonna just bend the knee and then somehow just give over their sovereignty to so you can protect them. When in fact, um, I, I would assume that they would just take out President Lai anyway. They would just take him out, you know, take him out, bring everybody under rule, under communist rule. Goodness gracious, but do you hear what I'm talking about? This is why freedom is to be fought for. And this is why your people need to be armed to the gills. They need to be strapped. Literally, if this wall could just all be weapons and I could protect myself and I knew how to use every single weapon, I would, in case the US government decided to act a plumb dumb fool, okay? Act a couple of donkeys, all right, and try to turn, which there's a ton of people who are armed ready to do. Well, this is why we have the Second Amendment. In the event that the government goes rogue, you can defend yourself, and you're not just going to give in to tyranny. You're not going to give in to radicalized governments. You're not going to give into it, and you're going to have a voice. This is not how it operates in China. Have you ever heard people who come over from China who talk about how free it is, and then people who try to like blur the lines between China, what they're doing and what we're doing, and like it's not as bad or different, but then people from China are like, you have no idea what it means to be under the CCP. You have no idea what it means to be under communism in such a way where your media, everything about you is brainwashed and distorted if it's not pleasing to the government. You are social credit systems. We've talked about this. Everything is made to turn you into a rebel against and a threat to their society, to the government, and that people get brainwashed, and then they're like, hey, plaster your names all everywhere so they can know who you are to stay away from you and try to get you to act in uniformity or conformity instead of being able to live free with some rules, right, but free nonetheless. This is scary. This is why we have it so good in America. um Lai has fueled the latest round of military posturing, which builds a pattern of increased activity around Taiwan in recent years. Exactly. The simulated strike ports on energy facilities signal a potential strategy to isolate Taiwan economically and militarily should tensions boil over into open conflict, right? So they're going to try to limit them from people coming to help them so they could take over before they get there. It'll be too late kind of situation. Internationally, the response has been one of cautious observation. The U.S., while critical, has not announced immediate countermeasures beyond its prior regional exercises. Japan and South Korea, key players in East China Sea drills, have yet to issue formal statements, though their involvement in earlier maneuvers suggests a coordinated effort to counterbalance China's growing assertiveness. We got everything going on, bro. Wars and rumors of wars. I don't know how many times I could put that across here. Wars and rumors. It's just rumors of wars. It feels like that is the mainstay of almost every article that's happening. War over here, small war here, big war, whatever you want to call it. Wars and rumors of wars. Oh man, yeah. And what would suck, honestly, is that Russia has been playing this long game of knowing this is going to happen while China builds up its military, its weaponry, and we are extending so many resources out. However many resources we have, I don't know. Maybe we have a lot, maybe we have a little, maybe we are depleted of some things. So we are less prepared than we would be if we were going to go full on to defend somebody versus 3 years. Wars are long games. Wars are long games. Unless you're using nukes, then we're talking about hours, okay, um, of people just being obliterated, literally incinerated, um, spontaneous combustion type of situation where you're gone. You're gone. Just I can't even like you're you're evaporated, just what atomized. You're just gone, dead. Um, insane, insane to even think about. Oh gosh. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you like the video, be sure to like the video. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think about this, how this is going to play out. These are these breadcrumbs. That's all we keep talking about. And man, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Tariffs happening right now, and then pressures on that towards China as well. Hey, you know what? Who cares? We're just going to go ahead and kick off 2025 mid-year with World War III. and it would happen immediately. I'll see you in the next one.